My mother said, just pick one to die, while my wife bled out in the delivery room. I lost my daughter that day. 3 years later, her husband faces trial for neglect. I was washing dishes when the phone rang. David's voice shook as he told me Sarah was in labor and something was wrong. They said she's hemorrhaging and the baby's in distress. The doctors need me to choose who to save. His words came out in gasps. I dropped my coffee mug and grabbed my keys. Tell them to save Sarah, I screamed into the phone. David, listen to me. Save my daughter. I could hear him hyperventilating through the speaker. The doctor's voice in the background was urgent. Sir, we need your decision in the next 60 seconds or we'll lose them both. I pressed the accelerator harder, weaving between cars on the highway. David was having a complete breakdown over the phone. I can't breathe. This is too much. I think I'm having a heart attack. Then I heard Sarah screaming in the background. Not labor pains, but pure agony. I abandoned my car at the emergency entrance and ran through the automatic doors. The maternity ward was locked with some security system. I pounded on the doors until my knuckles bled, leaving red prints on the white paint. A nurse finally opened a side door and I pushed past her before she could stop me. I followed the sounds of chaos down the hall. Sarah's room had its door wide open and what I saw made me freeze. David was sitting on the floor against the wall, rocking back and forth with a paper bag over his mouth. My daughter was on the bed surrounded by blood everywhere, her face gray, monitors screaming alarms. Save her? I lunged toward the doctors. I'm her mother and I'm making the decision. The lead doctor didn't look at me. Only the spouse can authorize treatment. Look at him, I screamed. He's not even conscious. They dragged me out while the monitors flatlined. Through the window, I watched them give up while David still sat there breathing into his bag. I called 911 from the hallway with my voice raw. They're letting my daughter die because her husband won't decide. The operator said that wasn't a police matter. The husband has medical authority. 45 minutes later, a nurse came to get me. You can see her now. Sarah's body was covered with a white sheet, just her face showing. David was standing there holding the baby, taking a selfie. Look, she has my nose, he said to his phone camera, adjusting the angle for better lighting. A younger nurse whispered as she passed me. Both could have lived if he'd decided immediately. We had a chance to save both. But after watching him panic for 5 minutes, it was too late. You killed her, I said calmly. Your panic attack killed my daughter. David's face transformed. How dare you? I was traumatized. I almost died from the stress. I'm the victim here. I lost my wife and have to raise this baby alone. Security escorted me out in handcuffs after David claimed I'd attacked him. I spent the next hour at the police station, charged with disorderly conduct and trespassing, but I went straight home and wrote down everything while it was fresh. I documented the phone call timestamps, what the doctor said about needing a decision in 60 seconds, how long David sat on that floor. I wrote down every nurse's name, the security guards, the color of blood on the sheets. When the funeral director said only David could authorize my participation in Sarah's service, I had to beg to read one poem. He showed up in designer clothes, taking photos with mourners and posting them to Instagram with sad face emojis. I spent weeks researching emergency consent laws and found multiple cases where hospitals could proceed without family authorization when delay meant death. The medical records I eventually obtained through probate court showed exactly what happened. David received anxiety medication at 2:47 p.m., while Sarah's blood pressure crashed at 2:49 p.m. They waited 5 full minutes for him to calm down enough to decide. Sarah died at 2:58 p.m. A nurse contacted me anonymously, confirming she'd kept a journal that night because the whole situation bothered her. She documented the ultimatum, David's breakdown, the medication they gave him, and Sarah's declining vital signs while everyone waited. The hospital eventually changed their emergency protocols, stating physicians should proceed with life-saving treatment when delay would cause death rather than waiting for family consent. The medical board investigated the attending physician, who was quietly removed from the schedule. David faces criminal charges for medical neglect after multiple nurses testified about the delay. I won supervised visitation with my granddaughter through family court, though David tried to get a restraining order claiming I was unstable. Now I hold my granddaughter twice a week and tell her about her mother while David awaits trial. The hospital settled quietly and implemented new training on emergency consent. Sarah's Memorial Fund sponsors training sessions for medical staff on when to act without permission. It's not the justice she deserved, but it's what I built from the worst day of my life.